Why did you choose to live as a man?
A man seems to have the better and easier time. That is why I became a man. And I believe that similarly placed I would do much the same again. I've also come to believe that many men will never learn how to treat women. I think one of the main reasons why neither my wife nor any of my other women friends suspected my sex was because I knew just how to treat them.
Yes, well, we shall be hearing from her in due course. I understand that you live together as man and wife. I shall want to know all about that, whilst making it abundantly clear that I do not want anything prurient to be stated in this court.
No.
But I want to know whether you live together under the normal relations of man and wife.
I will admit to my shame that I thought that, with a wife at my side, the likelihood of any suspicion as to my sex arising would fade into the background. But I swear on my oath, never have I had unnatural instincts. Never have I in the slightest been a sexual pervert. Believe me when I say that for the last 6 years I have led an honourable and straightforward life.
Well, I have no further questions for you, Mrs. Arkell-Smith. You may step back. The witness, Elfrida Howard, will come to the witness stand.
And here she is, the star witness, the deceived wife, the wronged woman, the bewildered bride, a small neat figure in a smart crochet. She appears to be very nervous and agitated. And who can blame her, eh?
Miss Howard, do you recognise the defendant as the person with whom you went through a form of marriage?
I'm not sure how best I can answer that.
No, a simple yes or no would suffice.
Forgive me, but I do not recognise the defendant as she is dressed today.
Her attire is impeding your testimony. Is that what you're telling the court?
Yes, I cannot see her face properly.
Very well. The defendant will rise and face the witness. Miss Howard, do you recognise the defendant now?
Is that you, Bill?
No, Miss Howard, you must speak up so the court can hear you. Do you recognise the defendant?
Yes. That's the same person.
The court is obliged to you. Now, had you previously known the defendant as Mrs. Pierce Crouch?
Yes, sir.
And when you first met, you believed her to be a woman,
That is correct.
and that the man, Ernest Pierce Crouch, treated her very badly.
I understood, sir.
He knocked her about, and on one occasion, actually in your presence.
That is correct.
And then, after you had known each other some months, she told you she was a man called Victor Barker. Was she dressed as a man when she told you that?
Yes, sir.
Did he tell you that he had been seriously wounded in the war?
Yes. Oh. Looking back, I can see how foolish I was not to realise it was a far-fetched story, but no doubts ever entered my head at the time.
Now, when this Victor Barker decamped to the Grand Hotel in Brighton, you followed him there?
Yes. I went there the day after he moved into the hotel.
And you lived with him there in his room as husband and wife.
Yes.
You slept in the same room and in the same bed.
Oh, do excuse me. I must.
Are you well enough to continue, Miss Howard?
Forgive me, sir. I was overcome momentarily. I am unused to being in courtrooms. And I've not seen my husband, the defendant, that is, for several years.
Well, if you have quite recovered, let us proceed. Well, let us recap. You first met the defendant when they were apparently a woman, and then she told you she was in fact a man.
She did.
And what led you to believe that he was a man?
Even though I had known her as a woman, it was easy to accept her statement. Everything about her suggested that she was really a man. A figure, manner, handwriting, interests, and, well, he courted me as a man
Well,
would.
would you oblige us by giving some examples as to how this man courted you?
He was the kind of companion every girl dreams about. He never forgot to buy the flowers that matched my frock, the scents that suited my mood, just the right chocolates and cigarettes, and he told me how much he cared for me. He behaved, in fact, as if he were deeply in love.
He was your very own, very perfect, gentle knight, was he not?
Yes. Except that, well, his lavish spending worried me somewhat. I felt he was too extravagant in clothes, in amusements, and food and drink, everything, really.
And did you discuss your concerns with him?
Oh, yes, I was able to curb some of his more flamboyant urges. I think most people would have said we were happy. Though we were both rather fiery. Sometimes said I was dictatorial. He couldn't bear to think he was being managed or subject to someone else's will.
Now, your parents, Miss Howard, had they previously known the defendant as a woman?
Yes, they knew her as Mrs. Pierce Crouch.
And then, returning to Littlehampton from their holiday, they discover you living in a luxury Brighton hotel in a room with the same person who they are now informed is a man. I hesitate to inquire, what was their reaction?
Well, at first they were utterly amazed, but gradually they accepted the idea. Although my mother did once say that she thought he had curious ears for a man.
And your father, believing the defendant to be a man, insisted there should be a marriage.
Oh yes, he was very upset. He wanted us to marry, and neither my father nor my mother cared much for him. My mother had an instinctive dislike of him, in spite of the fact that he made an effort to please her and did everything he could to charm her, just as any young man does for the mother of the woman he loves.
So, now I must put the question to you, Miss Howard. When did you learn that your husband was a woman?
Not until I saw it in the newspapers.
You never knew from first to last.
Never. Not after she told me she was a man.
And how did she keep up this deception with you?
I really cannot say. But I'm prepared to take my oath that everything proceeded in an entirely normal manner. My honeymoon was a perfectly normal one.
He behaved as a husband would behave to a wife?
Well, as far as I was aware, but then I had not been married before.
Now, after your marriage took place, did you always occupy the same bed?
Not always, no.
When was that?
After we left Brighton, some of the lodgings we lived in were not as well appointed. Sometimes there were 2 single beds, or a double bed that was too small to accommodate us both in comfort. My husband, the defendant, was of considerable stature even then, so we were often compelled to sleep separately, which he didn't seem to mind. I put this down to the fact that his wounds sometimes troubled him at night. Also, he told me...
And you believed him?
I believed everything he told me. Everything. That is why it could not have been more of a shock to find myself utterly deluded and in a position to make my name known to every man and woman in the country. It's terrible, incredible, hideous.
Well, that may be the case. But I put it to you, Miss Howard, that selling your story to a Sunday newspaper has not improved your hideous situation. It rather looks as if in future we shall have to make use of press agents if we're to get statements of facts from witnesses in criminal cases. I have nothing further for you at this time. You may stand down, Miss Howard. The defendant will rise. Lilias Irma Valerie Arkell Smith. It has been put to me that you were on the horns of a dilemma. In my judgment, you were on no such horns. You had merely to show that you were a woman. It may have disturbed your pride, but it was not such a dilemma. Without expressing my view as to the truth or the falsity of Mrs. Howard's evidence, I'm assuming that in your favour, that she must have known before the alleged marriage that you were a woman. I will mitigate the sentence because of the not unnatural, if somewhat morbid, interest that this case has apparently aroused. That interest I can well understand. It is part of the punishment of your perverted conduct. Now, I have considered and carefully pondered on everything which I can be said in your favour, and the result at which I have arrived is this. You are an unprincipled, mendacious, and unscrupulous adventuress. You have profaned the house of God, you have outraged the offences and deficiencies of nature, and you have broken the law of man. You have falsified a marriage register and set an evil example for which were you to go unpunished, others might follow. So grave in the eyes of the law is the offence which you have committed, that the maximum penalty for it is 7 years penal servitude. In all the circumstances of this case, showing all the leniency that I can, I pass on you a sentence of 9 months' imprisonment in the 2nd division. The prisoner will be taken into custody. Court is adjourned.
So there you have it. What a show you've had today. It had everything I love. It had melodrama, scandal, betrayal, secrets. And some secrets are very well kept, let me tell you. Now, remember how Miss Howard came over all unnecessary in the witness box when she was asked about their sleeping arrangements? You see this paper? It's a statement she gave to the police. And no, I can't tell you how I came by such a thing. Let's just say I have, from time to time, made charitable contributions to the Police Orphans Fund. As a wise man once said, the charity that is a trifle to us can be precious to others. And this secret was most precious. During the honeymoon at Brighton, sexual relations occurred between Miss Howard thought that everything was perfectly normal. After the honeymoon, sexual intercourse did not take place again. Miss Howard explained that she had been brought up very strictly by her parents and was not strongly sexed and had very little knowledge of physiology. She is now of the opinion that artificial means were employed. Didn't mention that at papers, did she? Or in court. And our friend Wild didn't believe her story, did he? Do you?